Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and today we're working on a 2020 Honda CR-V with the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, and we are going to be servicing the CVT transmission. This particular CR-V is equipped with the all-wheel drive system. So it has the BRGA transmission. If you have the front wheel drive version, you will have the BRHA transmission. So I got this CVT fluid directly from the Honda dealer. So make sure you use the Honda CVT fluid and nothing else. Now, if you have the all-wheel drive CR-V, the capacity is going to be approximately 4.2 liters, and if you have the front-wheel drive version, is going to be approximately 3.6 liters. However, the parts person at the Honda dealership, they only gave me a total of 4 liters. So there's 4 bottles. So each bottle is 1 liter each. So it's gonna be a total of 4 liters, I believe, because that's all they gave me. So at the time of this video, the retail cost for 1 liter of the CVT fluid, retail $31.45 plus taxes, and my cost is $26.73 plus taxes. I live here in Canada, so it's in Canadian dollars. It's not in US dollars. A majority of you folks are living in the USA, so it's gonna be different. But I live here in Canada, so the prices are gonna be a lot different. So I got 4 bottles of the CVT fluid, and you'll also need the drain plug washer or gasket, and you'll also need the washer or gasket for the check bolt, so you can check the fluid level after you're done the service. Both of these washers are to be replaced after the service. I will post the part numbers on the screen, and I will leave the part numbers in the description and in the comments for you guys to see if you want to purchase these parts yourself. So this specific Honda vehicle does not have a physical dipstick, but it does have the rubber plug, the fill plug that's on top. So I'm going to show you the procedures very soon. Before you start the service, to make sure that you drive the vehicle and get it to operating temperature, and then start working on it, because you want to make sure to drain the CVT fluid when the engine and transmission is fully warmed up. So before you start the service, just make sure you drive this vehicle and get it to operating temperature, so that the fluid will drain out a lot faster, and you will be able to get more of the contaminants out. It states in service information to get the vehicle to operating temperature first before you drain the fluid. Before I get started, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and please don't forget to hit a bell notification, because that's going to help me and support me to keep running this channel, and to help me to post more content for you guys. So the rubber fill plug or dipstick is right here. You'll see Honda HCF-2. You just need to pull it out, and it's only a rubber plug. It seals the top of the transmission, so that's where we are going to be adding fluid after we're done. And you just need to get a tall funnel of some sort, and to put it in there when you are filling up the CVT fluid. So you can use a nice long funnel that's like this, and to put it in here, and that should be good. So now we are just going to raise the vehicle and get started.
Never slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over facts.
So now I have the vehicle raised up in the air. I have 2 jacks in place and 3 jack stands. The vehicle is resting on the jack stands at the moment. So I rested I have one on the subframe over here, and I have 2 on the frame in the back. I raised up the front of the vehicle for now. Then later I'm going to raise the vehicle off of all 4 wheels, because we will need to have the vehicle on level ground or close to level ground, so we can check the fluid level afterwards. So now we just need to remove the service cover. So this one uses a flathead or a slotted screwdriver. So I'm using a large slotted or flathead screwdriver. You just need to turn it once, just a quarter turn to get them out. Now, if you live in the Rust Belt area, it may be a little bit more difficult to take these out. It's probably a good idea to spray this down afterwards with some kind of spray, like rust proofing spray, like Crown or a fluid film or white grease, or add some kind of grease onto this so that it doesn't seize up in the future. And the other ones, they take a number 3 Phillips screw. It's very important to lubricate these screws, because they will get seized if you live in the Rust Belt. So make sure you lubricate them with some type of grease or spray. There's one here. This one is very difficult to take off. In some cases, if you're not able to take this off, you probably have to take the entire plastic cover off. And there's the smaller screw. I think that this is a number 2 Phillips. So I'm probably going to leave these two on there because they are seized. So I'm not going to bother fighting with them. So I'm just going to continue off and to take off the remainder of the other screws, and then we are going to take off the plastic clips and just try to remove the whole thing instead. I'll just leave that on there and take this one out. Honda is stupid with all these plastic covers, and the same goes for the rest of the manufacturers. They all do this with the stupid plastic covers, and you don't really need them. It doesn't really do anything, just for like sound insulation or something or whatever. So we're gonna take off the clips now. You will be needing like a trim tool of some sort to take these off. So once you get all of the stupid trim clips off, you can just carefully remove the stupid service cover out of the way. So this is what it looks like when you are forced to take off the plastic along with the metal service cover. These two screws are seized in there, so I don't know if later in the future I'll try to unseize them. So everything is exposed now, and the drain plug is right here, and the check bolt is right here. So we are going to drain it out now. So I'm just using a very long 3/8 ratchet. You can also use like a breaker bar of some sort or whatever. This is a 3/8. So we're going to place it in there and to loosen it up. We are going to take a measuring container, and we are going to measure how much of the fluid comes out. So according to service data, it's said to let this drain for at least a minimum of 5 minutes. So we're gonna wait for 5 minutes for this to completely drain out. I'm getting close to just shy of 3.5 liters. So it's roughly 3 quarts now. I'm going to let that drain. You will need to clean up the metallic shavings on the magnet, and we are going to be replacing the drain gasket as well. So it's been after 5 minutes. I cleaned up the drain plug, and I also replaced the drain washer as well. So here's the new one. It's already in here, and here's the old one. So after you clean that up, just reinstall the drain plug. And the torque spec is 36 foot-pounds on this. So the torque spec is 36. So the torque spec is 36. I just have my my fancy torque wrench, electronic torque wrench. There you go, 36. So I got a total of roughly of 3.5 liters. So now we are just going to take the old fluid out of here. And here's the old CVT fluid. It's quite dirty. Just give this area a quick wipe for now. We are just doing a basic drain and fill service on this. We're not changing the filter or anything like that. I believe that this one does have a serviceable filter, but a majority of customers, they cannot afford for a premium service, so they just ask for the basic service. I try to sell a full service if possible, but majority of my customers, they don't want to spend the extra money, and plus changing the filter and dropping the pan on some vehicles can be an expensive maintenance item, and a lot of people cannot afford that, or they just don't want to spend the money. So the drain plug is right here, and the check bolt is right here. So this one is a 12 millimeter. So we are just going to remove this temporarily and reinstall a new washer, and we are just going to temporarily hand tighten it for now, because later we are going to check the level. So it's a 12 mil. We're going to take this out. Probably also want to clean the bolt, the buildup of debris, dirt. We are going to change the washer off of this. Now, if you're having a hard time trying to get the washer or the drain gasket out, you can use like a thin screwdriver to pry at the bottom of it and try to get it out. Then you can also use like a pick to get the underneath there to get it out, and then you should be able to get out the washer. And now this one, it was jammed in there, so it was a bit hard to take out. So I'm trying to take the washer out now. It does not really come out easy. So anyhow, so that's that. I have the new washer over here, part number 9047159C 000. Typically, the Honda dealership will have these in stock, so you don't really have to say anything. So you just go and you grab 4 bottles of CVT fluid and the drain gasket and the check bolt gasket, and that's it. They usually carry these in stock, so you really don't need the part number because they probably already know. Now I'm just going to give the outside of the casing here a quick wipe just to make sure there's no dirt or debris, and temporarily install this by hand only all the way, because we are going to check the level after that. So I'm not going to tighten this down yet, just hand tight only, and then later we are going to check the level. So now I have the funnel inserted inside the hole, just over here. So we are going to pour the finest Honda HCF-2 transmission fluid in here. So you probably want to pour slowly because you don't want any of this to spill. And I just have 4 liters of this. Just be careful with the black the plastic to make sure it doesn't fall inside the funnel. There's a piece here. It's possible for this piece to go loose, so you need to watch out for that. Just make sure it does not go inside here or take it out completely. So that's 4 liters in. Just make sure that you give this a wipe and to clean this off before you reinstall the plug. So make sure you reinstall the plug, and then we are going to level up the vehicle and go through all of the gears, or the gear selection, and then we are going to warm up the transmission, and then we are going to check the level after that. So now I try to level up the vehicle. I'm just using a digital leveler gauge. This is at 0.2, 0.3 degrees, so that's pretty good. That's very close to level ground. You probably won't be able to get it at 0 exactly, but I know there's a little bit of I was going to say that it's okay if it's a little bit off, probably up to like 1 or 2 degrees. I think on some transmissions they have a tolerance of probably like 1 or 2 degrees max out, so it does not have to be 100% perfect. I think if it's like 1 or 2 degrees off, that's fine. This is 0.55 degree, and that's okay. I'm just using this as a reference point. Now this is a magnet. The pan is made of aluminum, so it's not able to attract the magnet. If I put it on the subframe somewhere, it'll be able to stick. Just like that. You can see 0.90 degrees. So it's relatively close, so I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to get inside the vehicle now and go through the gear selection. So I raised the vehicle off of the ground, so it's pretty much on level ground now, very close to 0 degrees. So you need to start the vehicle. This vehicle has 87,603 kilometers. I still have to see on what the Honda's service interval is for CVT service, but I highly recommend to change your CVT fluid a lot sooner than 87,000 kilometers. So probably like 50 to 60,000. CVT transmissions are very sensitive, so it's imperative to change the fluid often. Now this fluid doesn't seem all too bad, and it doesn't smell that bad either, but it is very dark when I caught it inside the measuring container. So anyhow, we are going to go through the gear selections, and then later I'm going to hook up a scan tool to measure the temperature. Now on Hondas, in order to check the automatic transmission fluid level, the vehicle, it must be off after you are done. Off, and it must be in park, but the transmission has to be warmed up. So we are going to go through the gear selection. Although this is a CVT transmission, they don't normally have gears. So, but I'm just going to say gears anyways to go through the different positions. So every 3 seconds to shift to a different gear selection. So every 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And wait for 3 seconds between each gear selection, and keep doing that several times to warm up the transmission. And then after you have warmed up the transmission, then you should to put it in park at the very end and turn the vehicle off, and quickly to remove the check bolt. After that, it should be a steady stream or trickle. So this it's the fluid level should line up with the bottom fill hole of the check bolt. I'll show you guys in a moment. So I'm just going to throw this in park. I'm just going to hook up the scan tool as the vehicle is idling. So I have the vehicle hooked up. We're going to go to the diagnostic. We're just going to monitor the temperature for the transmission. Now, Honda does not specifically state the operating temperature, but now I was gonna say that Honda does not say specifically the temperature, but from my experience, it's best to get the transmission operating temperature. So usually it'll be between around, say, like 95 Fahrenheit to 115 Fahrenheit. So I'd say the sweet spot is 100 or 105 Fahrenheit. So I'm probably gonna wait till it reaches 100 Fahrenheit and shut the vehicle off, and we are going to check it quickly then. So I'm just going down the list. Automatic transmission. We're gonna go to read data stream, manual select. I just want the temperature. CVT F temp sensor temperature, and I think that's all we need. Go to OK. So right now the transmission temperature is at 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So I think that's perfect. But I'm just going to wait until it gets a tiny bit hotter, and then we are going to shut the vehicle off, and then we are going to check the level. And again, on Honda vehicles, the vehicle must be in park and shut off in order to check the level. You do not check the level with the vehicle running. It must be turned off. So I'm just going to go through the gears again to warm up the transmission a tiny bit. I'm probably going to get it to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I will turn the vehicle off. I think the sweet spot is 100 to 105 Fahrenheit, but usually should be, I think, between 95 and 115. There's no clear-cut answer because I didn't see any information and service information regarding the temperature. So now we're at 100. And sometimes you can hold down on the brake with your left foot and slowly hit the accelerator to warm up the transmission if you want. Now the issue is that because I'm going to turn the vehicle off, so that's going to give the transmission the ability to cool down. So you need to make sure that you do this fast. It's at 102, so I'm going to turn it off now. I'm going to shut the vehicle off and have a look at the level. So I'm going to open up the check bolt. It should be a thin and steady stream or trickle, and then that's how you know that you are at the proper level. Not too much that came out here, so but I did put in 4 liters, so it looks like that it needs a little bit more fluid. So I'm just going to close it up for now because I only have a total of 4 liters. So I'm gonna see if I can warm up the transmission a tiny bit more and have a look at the fluid level again, just to make sure. I know the capacity stated 4.2 liters, but the parts guy only gave me 4 liters, so I'll have to go and get some more fluid if I need to top this up. So now I warmed up the transmission a tiny bit more to about 113, 114. So we're going to see if any of the fluid comes out now. I haven't topped it up yet. There's only a tiny amount that came out, and then that's it. But usually it should be a tiny stream or trickle, and then you're good. It should be a steady stream, but only a tiny amount came out. So we are just going to leave it at that. I think that's good. I drained out approximately 3.5 liters over here, so that's all that came out. So I put 4 liters in, so I think that we are good. This should be sufficient, but I would be happier by putting in a little bit more fluid, but I don't think it's going to damage anything. So again, I'm just going to leave it for now. Probably going to top it up later on because at this moment I don't have any more fluid to top it up with. So we are just going to tighten up the check bolt plug. The torque spec for this is 15 foot-pounds. So I set it to 15. That's a 15 right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And we're good. So what's left, we're just gonna spray some brake cleaner to clean the area down. And that's gonna be it. That's going to conclude the video. Make sure that everything is tight, and then you should be all good to go. So that's it for today, for this Honda, for the CVT service. I'm probably going to top up the transmission a tiny bit. As I stated earlier, it said that the capacity is 4.2 liters for the all-wheel drive, and the front-wheel drive takes 3.6 liters. But the parts guy only gave me a total of 4 liters, so it's probably best to get a tiny bit more and to top it up. One last thing I forgot to mention, I'm going to be putting the service cover back, but I'm not going to be showing that because that's boring, and it's just the reverse of a removal. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and please don't forget to hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and take care.